Happy Friday, America, and thanks again for joining us right here on the Discussion Combustion Production YouTube channel. Be sure to check out our sister shows, Discussion Combustion Podcast, Raw Talk, and Mash the Gas Podcast, now available right here on YouTube. And it's Happy Friday time, baby. It's February. It's Super Bowl weekend. The energy is right. My name is Kevin Batstone. So excited to be here. Great show lined up for you today, of course. And joining me across the table, my man, it's time to party with Artie Rawe.
Hey, let's get it going. And it's Friday. You know I'm excited. And I don't know what's been going on. I know I was talking about it last week, but there's major success energy happening. So let's all get in touch with that. And let's get in touch with what happened today in history.
Today in history, February 7th, what you got?
So this one was pretty cool. 1783, the Great Siege of Gibraltar. That's launched by France and Spain against the British colony while they're currently fighting the War of Independence with the Americas. Let's go, America. We won that. And this siege actually lasted 3 years, 7 months long. It was the longest siege that Britain has ever endured.
A long time.
It's a very long siege.
That's a good length of time right there.
Yeah, that one was really cool. 1845. Look, there's an idiot of the week, and this was like over 200 years ago or something.
Idiot from the past?
Idiot from the past. So in 1845, a 2,000-year-old glass treasure was shattered by a drunk. So this was
by a drunk?
Yeah, this was the Portland Vase or Vase, however you say that. It was dated through the 1st century BC and is shattered into more than 80 pieces by a drunken visitor to the British Museum. So drunk people been making messes for centuries.
Alcohol will get you to do some wild things.
For centuries. Hey, we got to bring it into the 19th century now, or the 20th, I should say. So Charlie Chaplin debuts a silent film character, the Tramp, in The Kid. No, he's the character, the Tramp, and it's in Kid Audio Races at Venice is the movie. Charlie Chaplin, man. It's classic.
I don't think I ever saw this movie.
I mean, everybody, you heard of Charlie Chaplin.
Well, of course I've heard of him.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy, he's out there making silent films back in 1914.
Full send,
and then this one I did specifically for you, Kev.
Oh, you did it for just me?
Yeah, just for you.
Not for all of great sports?
If you could do us the honor of reading this one off.
Well, of course, today in history in 2021, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, the greatest to ever do it, won his 7th Super Bowl. Now, it did come with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City's been undefeated ever since, by the way. We'll be pulling for Philadelphia this weekend. Look, 7 Super Bowls, Art. 7. 6 of them came with New England. He's been to 10 of them. He won 7. That's 70% win conversion.
Yeah.
10 appearances, 7 wins. Just phenomenal.
Hey, and coming from a non-big sports fan, I am a fan of endurance and motivation. And I'll tell you, Tom Brady, his story, if you haven't checked it out, you don't know his story, you should definitely check it out because this dude was an underdog and he just outworked everybody. And by outworking people, you can become this higher level. And great story there. That's today in history.
Yeah, I could get excited about Brady. I won't. But yeah, he proved himself. 199th overall pick. He looked Mr. Kraft right in the eye and said, "The greatest decision you ever made, and I'm going to prove it to you."
Mm-hmm.
And he sure as hell did.
Yeah. So you listen to some of his motivational speeches, like he's good.
Brady is a solid lad. All right, let's keep it moving. You like huevos? You like eggs? We love eggs. All right? We love eggs. Look, you're seeing the prices at the grocery store. It's absolutely insane. Here in Colorado, they passed a law having it only now, what we can sell here in Colorado has to be cage-free eggs. There is some legal parameters around that's causing farmers to restructure, do different things. It's affecting our egg prices here and the supply and demand, not just the prices. We're having a hard time getting them on the shelves. Well, Waffle House, who, one of my favorite breakfast places, I was just talking to my brother about this the other day. They serve 272 million eggs per year.
Wow.
It's a lot of eggs, Art. And so when you do that kind of volume and the prices of eggs have gone up as much as they have, they're now adding a 50-cent per egg surcharge until the shortage and the rising price can get sorted out. So if you're going to Waffle House, you get your maybe 2 eggs scrambled, be prepared to pay $1 more now.
Now, I feel like this is happening in other places other than Colorado as well.
It is. So this is nationwide for Waffle House.
Oh, okay.
This is not just Colorado thing, but I was more discussing our inventory of eggs.
Yeah, because at first I thought this was like a Colorado issue, but then as the week has continued, I'm learning that like people are egg crazy right now. Hey, like to those people who are going to the Costco's and they're like literally filling a whole cart just full of eggs.
They're putting limits on it now.
Like that's selfish.
What's the same thing happened in 2020 with toilet paper?
Yeah, it's like, come on.
It's a little ridiculous, but I know places like, I was chatting with my mother. They went there. You go to Sam's Club, and I guess they get their inventory on Thursday, so they're going to go stock up. They're limiting it, like places like Costco and Sam's Club are doing 2 per customer, which I think is fair.
That's fair too.
So because you get 2 18 packs, right? So that's 36 eggs for the week.
Yeah.
Come back and get them, and it's not even for a week; it's per day. So you could come back the next day and get 2 more if you needed to. There was an egg heist that took place. I was going to add this in Pennsylvania. $40,000 worth of eggs were stolen in an overnight heist. That's how popular eggs are right now.
Really?
Yes.
That's wild. I mean, look, we got to eat, but that's what's crazy about it is whenever they're like, oh, it's a shortage, then everyone freaks out. It's like
it's a panic shop.
It's so reactive.
It's mass hysteria.
It's so stupid.
And they want to blame bird flu and other things, and I'm sure that does contribute to the isolation of the birds and the way that they're able to farm them and collect these eggs. But I don't know if it's completely because of the bird flu. I think there's a lot of things that are playing into this, including the cage-free situation here in Colorado.
Well, all I know is that a lot of people, life will not be the same without their eggs. And so for anyone that's suffering through this egg shortage and not being able to eat your scrambles, eat your over mediums, my heart is with you.
That was very nice for you to say, Art. We love eggs.
Look, it's a staple in my house.
It's breakfast.
It's a staple in my house, man.
I think my mother eats eggs every day to start the day. Like if you gave her a would you rather only eat eggs or any other food, she's taking eggs over everything. Eggs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. Well, so we're keeping moving. You got some news about beavers.
Hey, I'm all about
that beaver fever.
Hey, I'm about the beaver fever because they're superior, and especially at building dams. So, look, we're all looking to have better infrastructure, have better water rights, and beavers already know about all this stuff, and they don't have a parliament or government telling them how to do it. They just listen to the water. So out there in the Czech, they were like proposing to build a hydro project to conserve water and build some dams, and through the bureaucracy and the long timeline that all that takes, Beavers actually went in and built a natural dam because, very and in a better location than was being proposed on paperwork. And so the Beavers actually went in there, built a dam before they could get it approved. And now it's actually benefiting all these people, and it's saved like $1.2 million in expenses building this thing. So
leave it to Beaver.
Leave it to the Beaver. Look, Beaver is a staple for me on this program. I'm going to continue to talk Beaver whenever I have.
If you're a longtime Happy Friday listener, there's a long-running inside joke about the Beavers.
Whenever I have an opportunity, look, Beavers were loose in Texas runs running amok. The Beavers are out there, and I just think that they're better than most animals. And
you think they're spirit of the animal kingdom?
I think they're.
Is that your new spirit animal? That's the real question.
It hasn't made my spirit animal thing. But here's the thing
that's a big statement.
Here's the thing about beavers, though, is like beavers can completely change their environment by how water flows and how water is stored within an environment. There's been areas that are extremely desolate and sparsely populated until beaver populations come in there, do their woodchucking thing. And then all of a sudden, you have a thriving, diverse population of fauna and fauna that are all coming in because the beaver.
Are all beavers woodchucks, or all woodchucks beavers? And how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
It would want to chuck wood like a beaver can because they build the most awesome dam.
That's pretty cool. That's a fun story. Thanks for sharing that with us, Art.
Beaver Nation, baby.
He's got the beaver fever, and it's time for my random records. We're going to keep it moving here. And look, the thinnest noodle ever made. Okay, when I saw this, I was like, what are you talking about, the thinnest noodle? Well, this man went on an Italian TV program and was doing cooking.
Yeah,
on the Italian program.
Yeah.
And he ended up cooking, let me see if I can get his name right here, Chef Milan Enhai. He is of Chinese descent, went in there and made a 0.18 millimeter thick, or it equates to 0.007 inch thick noodle.
So is it transparent? Like you could see through this noodle?
It's like thinner than like floss.
Wow.
Okay. Or right around the same girth, if you will, on this noodle. And so He went in there. He made this shit on the Italian program. Guinness Book came in and said, "We're going to honor it." He made the thinnest noodle ever made.
That's impressive.
That's very impressive.
I want to know what kind of dish.
Enhai. Chef Enhai.
What is he using this noodle for?
I would eat it.
But what kind of dish is this noodle going in?
Bro, any kind of noodle that you can eat. You just replace it with super razor thin. I bet you that texture is so good.
It's like I'm trying to think of one type of like snack.
With noodles?
Where it's so thin, you like put it on your mouth and it's like, oh, it was the Listerine fucking strips, dude. That's what I'm thinking about.
The one you'd put it, they dissolve?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking that noodle's like.
That was make my eyes water.
Yeah, I mean, that's a potent thing. But yeah, it was the Listerine strips is what I started thinking about with this extra thin
Yeah,
noodle.
It's probably about that thick, but it's not the same shape.
It's probably more thin.
I don't know about...
A Listerine strip as thick as floss?
Are you talking? We're talking about the thickness, not the width.
No, the thick.
Right, dude. Those were like thinner than this piece of paper.
You think?
It says so right here on this piece of paper.
I don't know.
It was thinner than this paper. Guaranteed.
I reckon I'll try that noodle.
I would 100% try the noodles.
More to come on noodles too.
The Would You Rather's coming up next. Hold your horses. The thinnest noodle ever made. Chef Milan Einhai is making noodles. He's breaking records, not because of the thickness, but because of the thinness. Size matters.
You know,
in more ways.
I really did like that Kev's random record this week.
Thank you. Yeah, and
that was a good one.
Of course, shout out to David Rush. He did ping pong ball blowing in his mouth. He got the record this week. He's going to continue to try to break the record every single week this year. Record breaker Rush. We salute you.
We salute you, Rush. We salute you. All right, let's bring it back to last week's Would You Rather, where we asked our viewers if you had to pick to either have an audience every time that you use the bathroom or have to eat alone for every meal for the rest of your life. What did they go with? What did America go with?
Well, just to refresh everyone, you decided to take the audience. You wanted to have some cuckolding happening while you're in there doing your business. I decided to eat.
I just wanted to have meals with people.
I decided to eat alone and do my business in private. America agreed with me 100% across the board unanimously on our Twitter X page at Happy Fries, where you can take these polls, drop a comment down below. 100% of America went with me. 0% went with Arthur. What do we got this week?
Yeah, I have to stick with what I said there, regardless of how I feel now.
That's how it works. Listen here, Jack.
Listen here. It says so on this piece of paper that this week's Would You Rather is... Would you rather never eat rice again? So any type of rice.
I don't like this.
Or, inspired by the random record, would you rather never eat noodles again? So I'm going noodles against rice. You have to give up one for life.
Here's the problem. It's not a problem. It's a question. Is pasta considered a noodle?
Yes.
Fuck. Because when I think noodles, I think like chow mein. I think lo mein. I think those kind of noodles. I think
like macaroni's a noodle.
Fuck. All right. Well, with that new piece of information brought to the forefront, I'm giving up rice and I'm keeping the noodles.
Rice. Okay. Yeah, because like rice in like a Chipotle burrito.
I'm gonna have to go riceless, bro.
Like a rice bowl.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not the biggest
sushi.
I'm not a big sushi guy.
No,
I think I can give up the rice and I'm keeping the noodles. And the big component there was the pasta piece.
Yeah, the pasta.
No spaghetti. No elbow macaroni. That's a noodle.
No tortellini?
Nah, I'm keeping the noodles, baby. Get that rice out of here.
It's so tough, man, because
Get that out of here. That's bullshit.
Hey, I don't know, man. Both these are really good foods. Like the rice-a-roni San Francisco treat. Those are also good. Like
made with real sodium.
All the rice concoctions. But I'm gonna have to give up the rice. I'm keeping the noodle.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the noodle.
Yeah.
What about rice noodles?
Well, that's a tough one, actually.
It's still a noodle.
Still a noodle.
It's still a noodle. I'm going with the noodle.
You're keeping the noodle.
I'm going with the
86
noodle.
in the rice.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though rice is one of my most favorite things.
It's the easiest side. Like you're making salmon, rice, and a green veggie.
Oh, so
you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right? Now, are you going to go white rice or brown rice if you're going to eat rice?
I mean, white rice, brown rice if it's done right.
The thing with brown rice is I feel like it's always dry.
Yeah, white rice is superior.
You get a little butter
with
and
a little
soy sauce.
Garlic and onion.
You could do it that way. Yeah. There's a lot of things you can do with rice and noodles for that matter.
I'm going to be sad never having rice again. Which way you go in America?
Let us know down below or on our Twitter X @HappyFry. That is the Would You Rather of the week. And I'm going to keep it moving on to upstate New York, where a New York judge has retired and was called to jury duty shortly after because, citizens get called to jury duty.
Okay.
And so when he got in, raised his hand, he said, well, I can't be on this jury because I believe that everyone that goes to court is guilty.
The judge. The ex-judge.
The ex-judge. He served in the Petersburg Town Court Justice Department for 10 years in upstate New York. His name is Richard Snyder. And basically did the opposite of what a sovereign citizen would say. Because when you go to jury duty and you say, is anyone a sovereign citizen? Someone raise their hand, you're excused immediately. There's a free tip if you want to be an asshole. I think it's our American duty to go do jury duty. People that try to get out of it, I think, are weak. This guy was just so brutally honest that... He's like, look, I think everyone's fucking guilty.
Yeah.
So if you put me on the jury, I'm going to go guilty no matter what.
Okay.
So Mr. Snyder's like, what you going to do? And they're like, you're dismissed.
Really?
Your services are no longer
this
required.
This was a super long article on the page. And I feel like everything you said didn't even equate to these amount of words.
Well, it doesn't have to because there's a couple points here. One of them being the population of the town being 1,400. Okay, does that matter? I mean, 1,400 or 14 million.
I don't think that matters.
He still thinks they're guilty.
Yeah.
A couple of other things here would be the administrator of the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct, Mr. Robert Trebrekin, didn't really agree with the conduct of this.
Okay, so here's my question with this one. Okay.
Okay.
Not how so many words ended up here and so little came out of your mouth on that one.
Hey, I got right to the point. Listen here, Jack.
But my question is does this throw out some of his old cases then?
Well, no, because
if the dude was if he has this mentality already,
right,
then you can only assume he's always thought this way. And then that means that anytime anybody was in front of him in court, he didn't even give them a proper judging. He just straight up told people we're guilty.
It's a possibility that.
So are we throwing this guy's cases out? What do you think?
Well, no, you can't throw him out because he was a judge and he ruled. So when a judge rules, whether you agree with it or not, that's the ruling.
Yeah, but what if the judge was he almost completely ruined his credibility by saying
he might have, but he's retired now, so it doesn't matter because those cases are closed.
But what if we got innocent people behind bars because this guy?
It's very possible that there's a lot of innocent people behind bars.
Man, what's this guy's last name? Snyder?
This is Richard Snyder.
Snyder, I don't know about you, man.
You got to think too. A judge oftentimes listens to what the jury says. Jury goes innocent, guilty, and then the judge is just proceeding the case. It's very
they don't have to.
Very rare you see a jury go, okay, we think he's innocent, and the judge is like, nah, he's guilty.
Oh, I bet you saw it a lot in Snyder's courts.
I didn't go to Snyder's courts, okay? There's 1,400 people in the town of Petersburg Town Court Justice Department.
Hey, well, here nor there, we're going to keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving, Art. You got some motivational shit for overcoming self-doubt.
Yeah, this is, one of my pinnacles, and if you don't like toxically positive people, then go ahead and hit next. That's how it goes.
No, keep it right here. Don't change that tune.
Yeah.
Keep it on this program.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And if you're one of these positive people in the world, then I suggest you keep doing these things. If positive people and positive energy annoys you, then I suggest you look inward and take some of this advice. So there's just 10 quick things I'm going to list off here. This is coming from a life coach, former nurse, and what she writes, and there's a bunch of sub things here, but create a win journal. Now, this one's super important because we've all done something great in the past. We've all accomplished something. We've done something at one point in time that we're proud of or that we're happy that we did. So you can go back to that anytime, and that's free success energy coming back. So create a win journal. Rewrite your inner critic. How are you criticizing yourself? Are you putting yourself down all the time? If you are, it's good to be honest with ourselves, take accountability like we were talking about on last night's DCPC. But you got to rewrite how you're criticizing yourself. There's a proper way to do that. Visualize your future self. We've talked affirmations a lot. I
use that one daily.
We got to look into the future. Same with the last one. Kev, you crushed number 10. I'll just jump down there. Create personal affirmation.
Change my life. Change my life.
Go ahead, get into it.
Yeah, I do it every single morning. I start my day. I sent you that Denzel clip because that's kind of what I've been doing. Instead of getting up and looking at your phone and doing all this shit, lay there for about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the day, and I just do affirmations. Usually to set up the day. Today's going to be great. I can handle whatever. I'm going to overcome any obstacle. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I got this. I'm coming into great opportunities, financial freedom. Whatever your personal affirmations are, do them every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day. You taught me that years ago, and it took me about 3 years to see results from it.
It starts to sync up, though,
you
over
have
time.
to do it, though, consistently.
Yeah.
Because your body and your mind believe what you tell it, right? That's what I believe. And so, your dad's a great example of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are great examples of personal affirmation.
Yeah, that's a super strong one that everyone can do that. It's free. It's a life hack. It's a straight up life hack. So always adopt a beginner's mindset. Don't act like you know everything. Sometimes we can overcomplicate things if we think we know everything. So just try to simplify it in your head and really learn it. Have a beginner's mindset. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. Your circle does matter. And if you don't have a circle or your circle is toxic as hell, there's always some kind of event you can find online where you can go to something of your interest. For me, it was like playing Smash Bros. Or like building Gundam models, whatever it could be. Just find some people that are doing that and like go hang out with people that are trying to achieve some goals.
I mean, that's literally how I met my co-host for Match the Guest podcast.
Yeah.
15 years
getting
ago.
out there doing something that you like, going to races.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, so that one's so important.
This is good stuff, Art.
Take tiny steps. Now, this one is super crucial because big goals, it's super easy to get overwhelmed. There's a lot that I have to do to accomplish a big goal. So just break that into tiny steps. You could do one little thing today. Something that I like to do is I like to read, and I just try to read like 15 minutes. An angel gets its wings, and I just try to read like 15 minutes a day. It's only 15 minutes. That's something I can do.
Daily.
Practice a power pose. Can you hit 4 really quick?
Go for it. I like it.
Something like that.
It's a good demonstration.
If you can get into a power pose, then it changes your mentality. Just physically, if you're slumped over, like fix your posture, carry yourself in a way, and that will change your mentality. No joke. Celebrate a failure. That is so important to accept when we haven't achieved something. And normally, if you're failing, you're trying. So keep failing until you succeed, and then ask for feedback. That's that accountability loop. I could really spend a lot more time on all these sub points, but I feel so good talking about those.
I would encourage the viewers to go over to Raw Talk because you cover a lot of those a little bit more in detail on a lot of your series over there, which is a great program, by the way. But that was a powerful article. I like that one. That one's the good article of the week. I like it. And it came from Good News Network, which seems to be one of your go-to sources.
It is. I love the Good News Network.
All right, we're keeping it movie. To quote one of your favorite movies, old Malcolm played by Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. This is an interesting read here. Another long one that Art's going to hold me accountable to the length of it here on this piece of paper. It says so right here on this piece of paper. And so that's a fun inside joke as well. Here's the deal. Sharks. We love sharks. They're incredible creatures. So down at one of the aquariums in Louisiana, down there in the bayou, where our good old boy down there, Shaft's dad, a mystery shark was born with no male involvement. So I know what you're thinking. How, Kev? How did that happen? The tank was occupied with 2 female sharks. They didn't have any interaction with males in over 3, possibly 4 years. So some of the research being done and some of the experts on this are saying that it may have been an asexual reproduction. It could have been cells that were reprocessed through the body. They're currently drawing blood from this baby shark, trying to keep it healthy, trying to be able to study it and see if it's going to make it along the way. If there's any deformities, doing DNA samples on it. I'd encourage folks to go down and read this article on Newsweek about this baby shark.
I mean, this is big.
This is kind of big because they named it Yoko. So Yoko's health is currently being closely monitored. And this is at the Shreveport, Louisiana Aquarium, if you want to go check out Yoko.
This is the second coming of Christ. No one said he was going to come back as a human.
Wouldn't go that far.
No one said he was going to come back as a human.
You heard it here on Happy Friday.
Okay.
Arthur Rawe just went completely off the rails.
No, I mean, we've seen this happen in especially aquatic animals. Like you think about a seahorse, like that's an asexual creature. So
is a worm.
So there you go. And those are also aquatic.
Earthworms are asexual.
Yeah. And so it's not too far-fetched here. It is kind of like a little bit of a miracle. And I wonder what like people who are super religious are thinking about this.
I don't think they are.
They should be.
They are now, after your comment.
They should be thinking about this. we just had a divine birth.
Look, it's not, we're learning things in 2025 about life and creatures. Maybe it's a cyborg.
It's a cyborg? No.
Shark.
I mean,
it would make more sense than a human.
Then how are they taking blood? They would be having to take like...
It's an exoskeleton, don't you remember? It bleeds. It looks real underneath.
Are you talking like aliens now?
Not necessarily aliens, but it could have an existing exoskeleton under, over a cyborg fish body.
So there's 2 female sharks.
Yes.
And maybe one of them, like, can sharks have like a metamorphosis where they actually can shift like that? See, I don't.
I'm not an expert in this, and it's probably clear for me to say I'm not an expert really in anything. So it's just an article I found.
You are an expert in body language.
I'm an expert in reading body language and radio voice 101. But other than that, I'm just a guy that likes to read articles. Yoko is doing well at the moment. We're going to closely monitor this article because I think this is an interesting development.
Pray for Yoko, pray to Yoko. That's what I'm saying.
Really going strong with this religious movement here on Yoko, the
second coming.
The miracle shark, we'll call it.
Yes, Yoko, the second coming miracle shark.
Does it say the sex of this shark? Was it? It doesn't say if it was a male or female on birth.
I don't know. This is not my article, Kev. I don't know what's in here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. It might be too early to tell the sex of this shark because it was born here pretty recently. So I'm going to continue to monitor this in the upcoming weeks here on Happy Friday, America.
Hey, I love it. So moving on to cool shit to do.
I see you put 0 things in
this weekend. Well, actually, I wrote it down on my own piece of paper. Says so right here. And you're talking about deep cleaning the trash can.
Very important.
It is. I recently just got a new trash can. You don't even know this yet. So your trash can actually inspired me because the one I had, it was like an open decker on top. Like you had to drop it in through the top and the top would always get super dirty. I'd have to clean the top. And then I just keep thinking about Kev's house. You step down, the lid comes up.
It's worth it.
I went and got one of those.
Did you get the same one?
I don't know if it's the same one, but I got to tell you, it's a game changer. And it's really been, I've been stepping up my trash game.
And you've been stepping on it to open it up. So when you step up that trash can, you step on it, you full send throw it.
Yeah.
So in my case, I've had mine a few years, so deep cleaning is crucial. You take that inner liner out. I get the sprayer going, spray all that shit out of it. You get some miscellaneous debris down in there. So clean your trash can is a good one. Another decent weekend coming up here weather-wise. We got the Super Bowl going on, so there's obviously going to be that. But do walking. Or you do a lot of walking throughout the week. I think this should be a good weekend for people to do walking.
Yeah, get out there, move your feet, even if it's just 20 minutes. So while we're talking about walking, I'll speed talk this. So I've been walking in the gym a lot, and I haven't been walking outside a lot. I've recently walked outside a couple times. It had major benefits. Superior benefits. You got to get out in nature. There's something different about when you walk outside. Please move them heels.
Get them moving. You could also give selfless pleasure. That could be a lot of things, however you want to interpret that. That could be a random back rub, random foot rub, maybe, something sexual, whatever, but do it selflessly. Don't expect anything in return.
You go behind in the air. Your hair looks beautiful today.
I mean, however you want to interpret.
Is that selfless pleasure, a compliment?
It could be.
Or you could be like.
It could be.
What else is a good example?
Well, it depends on what your definition of pleasure is, right? I mean, we've established.
You can make them noodles.
That's pleasureful, yeah.
Yeah.
Because eating is good. Eating provides dopamine release.
Whatever you're interpreting. I don't think my girl's going to listen to this.
You inspired by this now?
Yeah. Maybe
you like my idea here?
Because she's dog sitting, and maybe I could do selfish pleasure by homemaking a meal and just bringing it to her. She has no idea.
She would love that.
She would have no idea.
By the time she listens to this, that'll already happen. So enjoy that, pal. I hope it's delicious. You better make me some too, huh?
Shit, what am I going to do now?
Because I'm going to be at your house later today.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. Right, I don't know if I'm following through on that.
We're getting off the rails here. It's Super Bowl 59 weekend. Kansas City's back in this fucking thing again.
Let's go, KC.
Fuck Kansas City. Let's go, Eagles. I know my KC listeners are probably pissed. Look, I was a Patriot, or am a Patriots fan. I get it. I understand what it's, that the rest of the world wants to see lose and all that, but I'm tired of it. The refs are bullshit this year with Kansas City. I don't feel that they deserve to be in it. That's my personal opinion on it, and I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for saying that. So let's go Philadelphia. Also, fuck Philadelphia at the same time. I'm in a weird place with it.
Yeah, I used to be a Bronco fan. KC's in the same division. I wouldn't mind seeing a division take a win. Let's go, KC.
This would be the first time that a team's ever won 3 in a row. So that's a big deal for Kansas City.
That would actually be cool.
And I don't want that because my Patriots have 2 in a row. We're a dynasty. So fuck Kansas City. Go Eagles. I'm out of here. Enjoy your weekend, America.
I think that would be great. Definitely check us out on all the socials. You know where we're at. Let's go, freaking shinners.